The naming throw you off. The Mi 10T Pro is more of a different variant of the Mi 10 than an upgrade over the Mi 10 that came earlier this year. You still get flagship features and a flagship experience, but this is for a different target audience altogether, and let me explain why. This is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and you're watching the first impressions of the newly announced Mi 10T Pro smartphone. Before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications to avoid missing any videos from us in the future. Now let's begin. Let us talk about the similarities and how those similarities result in several high points being largely similar on both the Mi 10 and 10T Pro. For starters, you get the same Snapdragon 865 chipset from Qualcomm. No algebra here, but that's perfectly fine since any top tier chipset from Qualcomm from this year or even last year has the power to do pretty much anything that you set your mind to. The camera setup is also largely the same with a primary 108MP Samsung ISOCELL HMX sensor as well as an ultra wide angle camera, and anyone who has seen our camera review of the Mi 10 would probably remember that imaging was a particular strong point, and we see that trait being carried over here as well. One change is in terms of the other two lenses. The depth sensor has been binned and instead we get an upgraded 5MP macro camera. This is a good change as the 5MP macro camera on the other Xiaomi devices have been pretty good in our experience, and that depth sensor on the Mi 10 didn't really do much to help depth sensing, so as to speak. The front-facing camera too remains the same at 20 megapixels and it's a tiny display cutout at the upper left corner, but if my memory serves me right, it's even smaller than the already tiny cutout that we saw on the Mi 10, but this has a tad bit smaller f2.2 aperture. Battery has seen a boost to 5000 mAh compared to the 4700 mAh unit on the Mi 10, which in our experience easily lasted a day, but here there is also a change in terms of the display technology, which we shall talk about very soon. We will reveal detailed stats during our review in terms of the battery life, but more on that later. And wired charging gets boosted to 33 watt, which should be slightly faster, but the thing here is that the battery capacity has also increased and you also get the same charger as the Mi 10, which also shipped with a 33 watt charger in the box but was limited to 30 watts in terms of the charging speed. When I held it, it felt like a Mi 10 and it handled like one as well, and it felt superbly built, but it felt a tad bit less premium than what I remembered. At first I thought this was my mind playing tricks, or perhaps I had gotten confused with some other smartphone, but when I revisited my review, that's when it struck me that the Mi 10 had a curved screen which flowed beautifully into the curved back, and this gave it improved handling and a more premium feeling. Not to say that the Mi 10T Pro isn't premium, it most definitely is, and Xiaomi have gotten the hardware right here as well, but if you prefer curved screens, then the Mi 10 might still be your go-to choice. But I see a lot of people still preferring flat screen phones, and this is when I started using the Mi 10T Pro more, and it made sense to me as it is catered more towards gaming enthusiasts. For gaming, a flat screen works way better, and you get a 144Hz IPS panel on the Mi 10T Pro with the same 6.67-inch Full HD Plus size and resolution, as well as Corning Gorilla Glass 5 at the front and back. I would have to compare the phone side by side to see which I prefer, but as far as IPS panels goes, this is one of the best and brightest I've seen, so there is a chance that this could be better than the Mi 10 screen as well. You get a single 8 plus 128GB variant on the Mi 10T Pro, while the Mi 10 also had a 256GB variant, but the storage has been upgraded from a UFS 3.0 to a UFS 3.1. I guess Xiaomi wanted to reduce the SKUs as well to drive down costs, and to be honest, the asking price of Rs 39,990 before discounts and offers is a great asking price. It seems to me that Xiaomi have now gotten the balance right in terms of what people expect and what they offer in a smartphone. Stay tuned to our channel for more content on the Mi 10T Pro soon. If you like this video, please do hit the subscribe button and like button, and if you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next one.